Hey guys, welcome to Clockwork down to Noodles for another breakdown of the Apothecary Diaries episode 20. That means there's 3 episodes left and I hate it because the show is so good. The show is so good. I'm really going to miss it when it ends, and of course there's never any guarantee we're ever going to get another season, so there's always that worry. I really hope we get another season because I've had so much joy out of this show, and I've also had a chance to meet you guys, and there's so many of you who have joined our channel just because of the show, and that really makes me happy. And again, a big thank you for you joining the channel. It really does make me happy because I enjoy talking about the show. It's definitely an anime that's really impacted me. This week's episode was just fantastic. I've got theories. I've actually got theories. I think I've figured things out. I'm excited to go through it and go through some of the bits and pieces that I think are interesting. So make sure you guys are subscribed. We're going to very shortly have a end of season, and we're going to have, of course, the overview for the next season. So I'll start to go through what's coming our way, what's replacing the shows. I'm sad because I don't think anything's on the Apoth level coming back to replace. I know Black Butler's coming back. I'm excited, but I don't actually remember anything because it's been 10 years or something. I will have to go through the whole thing again. I don't think there's anything on the same clever level as this show. So let's just get straight to it. My first few questions were, where did Jinshi sleep? I don't know how long our girl has been out for. I'm glad that she hasn't taken any substantial damage that's everlasting. So when I saw her eye was bandaged, I was really worried. I was like, has she damaged her eye? But I think it's because she was swollen. I'm so happy that she's alive, and there doesn't seem to be any consequences for her at the most. I was really worried that something would have happened to her for her rudeness or something. I guess a beating is enough. So I did find it quite nice that Gingy's colours are the purple and the gold. They're absolutely everywhere in his room. Very similar to the courtesans who all have their own colours, and all the decorations seem to match. Gingy's colours make sense. They just really do make sense. The purples, the mystery, the gold is, again, a very prosperity colour. It's a colour of prosperity. When someone says there's gold, it means there's money, there's wealth, and we know he's a man of status. Now, Mamo definitely correct when she says, I don't deserve to be shouted at. I felt awful. She'd literally just woken up and also saved Jinxie's life, but she gets shouted at a lot during the conversation, which is really sad because she's obviously trying to answer, this is what's going on, this is what I've figured out, this is what led to me saving your life. But she does get shouted at by the guy. I'm pretty sure he's son of Gaotians because we do actually learn about him this week, and he's got a lot of family, which I'm very happy about because he is a really nice character. I do think he's quite a great character, and I'm happy that his family are growing and healthy and great. That makes me very happy as well. When they went through the metal worker, I was also jumping to the conclusion that he wasn't in on it. He was unable to say no. And what we've seen a few times in the actual palace life, people can't disagree. So when the guy said, oh, I pointed out it was unsafe, I got demoted here. That was last week when he said he actually did point out that he thought it was an unsafe situation. He ended up being sent straight to the archives, I believe he was in, because that's where he was with Mao Mao, and that's what gave her the idea that something was a bit more going on. I also think that would have been the case for the metal worker, that if he had said anything, he would have been dismissed or demoted, or maybe they would have given the job to somebody else. But again, it's just proven that the episode with the boys and the father passing away, leaving them bits and pieces, was such an important episode. Does the thing again where she doesn't want to think anymore. She tries to again go, it doesn't concern me, I don't want to think about it. As she says, like, if I try to wonder why Jinshi was there in the first place, it's going to get me in trouble. So she doesn't want to think about it, and I get that. She wants a quiet life. You know, a quiet life is good. You don't want to go into all of this because it seems like there's a big entangled plot going on. I don't blame our girl for wanting the quiet life and get away from it. There's a very nice particle effect going on during this sequence. Look at that beautiful lighting. It's soft on her face, and I like the fact that there's dust particles floating around because it's just the level that this show really does. Now, Shuri was confirmed to be entangled within the plot. I called it. When the anime suddenly said, oh yeah, she's dead, I was like, no, she's not. She's definitely not. She's not the character to just off herself. It doesn't make sense. And I was like, well, she also had no reason to suspect that she would have been found out because Mamo had never basically dropped her name at all. She had no exact evidence. I think her dad's words came to her brain last week where he was like, just don't say something before you have the evidence. So she actually doesn't say the name. So I was like, there's no reason for Shuri to actually delete herself. It made no sense. When she was starting to also click through it, I was like, yeah, no, she's not dead. And we had the mention of I think it was Morning Glories last week. I actually told the editor, not so much you guys. I think I actually told him. It was one of those conversations I had with him, not you, which I really should have put in the video. But Morning Glories are normally a sign of death, but also the resurrection as well. So it predicted that she would die, but then come back. And obviously, she does mention the morning glories to Mama at the end, which gave Mama the idea that actually she's not dead. And the thing that came to my brain was Romeo and Juliet, because Juliet takes the poison that people think that she's killed herself, and she hasn't. And then Romeo wakes up, and then he thinks she's died, and she hasn't. Then he offs himself, and then Romeo and Juliet really is just such a sad story. Shuri is out there, and maybe even confirmed to be perhaps the smartest villain. And I've got some bits and pieces I want to say on Shuri in a little bit, because as I said, I've been piecing things together, but now I'm starting to debate whether I'm really smart or the anime is actually really obvious. I've been thinking I'm smart when it's actually been giving you all the information you really need if you're actually paying attention. But I will talk about her in a moment. But definitely the voice acting for Mao Mao at this point, when she's talking about Shuri wanting to find her, wanting to get that information from her, because again it brought her back to life. I don't know why Mao Mao would want it, because again it doesn't seem to be once that person's dead, you can come back, appear dead, but then you will wake up again. I don't know why that would get her so motivated, but she's a very smart character. I can see why she's fired up. Voice actor at that point, absolutely ace. She got really into the voice acting lines. The crazy unhinged Mao coming through when she's just laughing in, and there's like a body on the floor, and she's just laughing her head off. Does this count as her breaking her dad's rule where she's not allowed near dead bodies because he said that she would start wanting to use them in medicine or something? It feels like we're very crazily close to having her there. And I can see why maybe he's put that rule in place now, because she went to go look at it and she was going a bit unhinged. And I'm like, okay, chill girl, it's okay. I love Mao Mao though. She is such a interesting, different kind of MC where she's not your standard. Who else would be like there begging to have an Oxbeazor? Wait, did Mao Mao ever get her Oxbeazor? I don't remember seeing that happen. I really hope she does, because they didn't mention it in this episode. Now, let's talk about the courtesan. The first time we've seen them in a while. I have missed them so much, so it's nice to get that kind of jump back. It was a very quick sequence of seeing her. I'm going to whisper in your ear, tell you something, and then her expression kind of softens, and then that's it. That's the only sequence we get. I think her name's Laulan or something. I'm so bad with names, but it is the newest concubine that we've seen, and I initially got vibes in the first place. I have even more vibes, guys. It is just insane with this now, and I'm gonna still wait a little bit before I go into what I think and what I've noticed. But I'm going to say that this sequence I think is very, very important, because what we're learning about Apothecary Diaries as a show is it doesn't show people or scenes for no reason. It always tends to give you a hint, or it always tries to go, hey, this person's making this face. I think they're important for the next sequence. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. And I think in that kind of sense, it's a anime where if you're looking in the right places, you can probably piece it all together. The Jinshi scene was very, very nice. And let's talk about the piano for a moment, being absolutely beautiful. It just reminded me of Kevin Penkin, and it reminds me that I haven't said Kevin Penkin's name in a very long time. But I think he needs credit every so often, because he is the man behind the soundtrack on the show, and the piano was perfect because it's a really sad moment, because Jinshi is, of course, trying to think what's going on. There's a big old plot going on, and he's also quite concerned about Mao Mao, and mainly the fact that she doesn't like Larkin, and he can't figure out exactly why, because he doesn't know the stuff about the mum or anything. I guess presumes that there's bad blood between them, or he abandoned her or something. Thinking all sorts of things right now, but it'll be interesting to see if those two ever actually have a conversation. But he's definitely helping her out by getting her back into the Rear Palace. I've missed the Rear Palace, guys, really have. Neither Jinshi or Gaoshin are eunuchs. There is our confirmation. We've all had those leaky suspicions, and I think everybody's been throwing these spoilers around for these two for quite a while. I get it. I was just trying my hardest to stay clear of spoilers and not let it influence everything. But yeah, so Jinshi and Gaoshin are taking medication to, I guess, is it either age up or to suppress? So it must be stopping testosterone, because obviously a eunuch doesn't produce testosterone, so they'll have a higher voice, they'll look a bit younger, or all of these like aspects of being a eunuch. And I'm guessing the stuff they're taking stops the testosterone. And yeah, of course, I can see why that would definitely make you impotent. And it runs that risk, because if you're stopping testosterone, you're probably less likely to produce the good fellas, if you get me. I also did think that Gaoshin had family, and I think a few of us have said that the guy looks like him, Basan. Oh, yeah, Basan! Wait, is he the guy with the kid? Have I just clicked? Wait, is Basan 19? Sorry, sometimes I will just go through my script and think things on the fly. Barson is definitely related to him, though. Anyway, we've already had those kind of suspicions. I don't know if he has got a kid, but I guess you can have a kid at 19. That is obviously when we get our bombshell. The bombshell that Jinshi is not 24, but in fact 19, which of course throws everything on a head. Now, we know that he's been putting on this big old facade in the rear palace. He has to act all friendly and everybody likes him and everybody's gushing around him. But we know also that's not actually him. We've seen him in a lot, even in the ED. The happy-go-lucky mask slips and he's sat in the windowsill thinking. And it's definitely not the same person in the windowsill that is obviously walking around and everyone's following him like an idol. Jinshi is not the eunuch. He has obviously got everything and he is 19 years of age. The age definitely puts him in that kind of fairy realm, because I think even Mamao's had that theory before where she's had this wild theory about what he looks like, the other courtesan, the one who left, and then she was trying to add dates up and I don't think it worked, but it makes sense. It really, really makes sense. And now he's in that suspicious zone for me. That's obviously one of my big old piecing things together for this episode, but it's not the big one actually. I know this is supposed to be a big reveal that Jinshi is younger. I kind of got that fact anyway and I felt it, but the big reveal comes in later. That was what kind of took my attention away from this sequence, but it's a very good sequence. Definitely can't wait to see where we go. But does Mao know this? Obviously it's a conversation between them, and Mama's had her suspicions, but she's also trying to live the whole I don't want to think about it kind of thing, because it's a quiet life. So there's a lot going on in this sequence. But I did think at the end of the sequence when Jinshi said, once I marry and settle down, that you yourself can go and be, like, I guess, settle down with your family kind of thing. So Gaoshin wants Jinshi to hurry up, do something. I don't know what the mission is now. So now this big old reveal's come along. Jinshi is clearly someone very important. And he's been given this task to masquerade as somebody who is older and as a eunuch. But Master Goshin is saying, I can't settle down with my family, retire with my grandkids until you've done something. And Jinshi's like, yeah, no, I will be as quick as I can. And that's not in regards to the marrying comment. That was something else. That was him throwing that comment away. The actual thing, what he said was, I will be as quick as I can. So he's got something he's trying to do, whether he's trying to figure out who he is. And he's also hit that wild theory, because that wild theory has been on my brain, and it must also be on his brain, because he obviously knows his own age and he can also do maths. So let's talk about the scene that actually got my attention, and it was Lolan. The courtesan's looking different. I didn't recognize her at first either. Again, this anime doesn't exactly be subtle at times. The fact that they also give you the information very suddenly. The courtesan Lolan likes to change her hair, play with makeup. The emperor can't tell who she is half the time. That's important, isn't it? Because the courtesan right now, I think, is Shuri. And this is a really wild for Becca. But I think, obviously, I don't know if they got lenses back then. Maybe she has got something that can change her eye colour, because that's the only thing that's throwing me. But everything else can be done with makeup. And I feel like as well, wasn't there a sequence when we had the cool Rudy, Mamal gives a sex education lesson where the Lolan didn't even want to read the book and she tosses it to the girl behind her. And now I'm wondering, is there more to that action? There has to be, because I don't think the anime is going to say, hey, this is this and this and this for no reason whatsoever. And as soon as I saw her, I was like, wait, that's Shuri. That is not the same girl who was drinking tea. That doesn't look anything like the girl who was drinking tea. She just has the same eye colour. That's the only thing that is the same. And I am just having this wild bet that Shuri was masquerading for some reason. I don't know why. She wants to kill Jinshi for some reason. And obviously when she was there to greet him, I was like, oh God. I guess, obviously, if the Emperor can't even tell them apart, and Jinshi's not going to tell them apart, the Emperor finds them unappealing, but comes to talk to them regardless every 10 days. But he can't tell them apart, and if he's getting intimate, I would imagine you could, even if there were different girls swapping in and out. There's a lot that makeup can and can't do. I've got wild theories going on right now, and I am 100%, I feel 100% that Shuri was the one that was there talking to Jinshi, who, after she tried to kill him. Wild theories, guys. Don't try and jump in if you do know the answers. I want to be wrong. I'm happy to be wrong on this. Is it possible the Emperor is coming to her to organise the offing of Jinshi because maybe he feels threatened by him, and maybe he thinks that he also has doubts about the stories and the timelines and stuff. Maybe that's why, because that would be the only explanation. Why would you want to off Jinshi if you don't know the story, the wild theory that Mau Mau came to, that he is the prince that ended up being swapped out? There's so much going on. It's all lining up in my head, but obviously I could be wrong. It's just the story that makes sense to me right now, with all the information that's coming together. Obviously, the last bit of information we've also got at the end is the courtesan now also perhaps being pregnant again, which did make me think, because if it's a boy, and let's say the Emperor has a boy, Jinshi, even if he is a brother, is no longer eligible to even succeed. So is the reason why he's maybe made an attempt on Jinshi's life because the boy died in episode number 2? Back in episode 2, there were a boy and a girl, and the boy died. The Emperor was lavishing the boy in lots of attention, as opposed to a girl being a girl. My brain is doing laps right now. There's a lot going on, and I think as well, Jinshi on the bridge, him definitely debating the idea of succession and what's really going on. There's something going on. There's definitely something going on. I don't know, because Jinshi also says he needs a new prince, or he needs to make a new prince, and I think that's in regards to the Emperor, because he doesn't have a son right now. The girl can't inherit the throne, and that's always been the case, even if it's China or anywhere, because apart from in a few rare situations where females have ascended, I mean, it took to the 16th century for UK to have a female monarch. Maybe one or two which maybe covered for a bit, but our first serious monarch was Elizabeth I. It took that long. He's getting twitchy because maybe he thinks that Jinshi's after his position, which I can't imagine Jinshi wants that position. Maybe that's it. Maybe your girl is actually starting to come up with a very wild theory. But yeah, main thing to take away now is Mau Mau is back in the rear palace, which is fun because I did miss the girls and their antics, so it's good to see. If I am right, would Mau Mau recognise Shuri? Because if she's working with the concubines again, she's going to meet that concubine at some point. Need to see what happens if Mau Mau does actually meet her. Obviously, this does mean Larkin is now out of the picture for a little bit, which is sad because I do want to know what's going on with that. For now, a break from him. And at the end, we end with the knowledge that one of the princesses of the Verdis house is being bought out, which we know is where a rich guy can basically buy her. Bought her freedom, but I guess you're owned by that guy, but you're no longer a courtesan, a girl who entertains in the house anymore. Obviously, that's worrying our boy. I can't remember who he's in love with. He's in love with one of the girls, and the girl who likes his muscles. And I guess the next episode is about him. So it looks like we're going to pull away a little bit from the plot because we've had a big info dump. The anime's now going to pull away a little bit again before giving us any more big info dumps. We've only got 3 episodes ready to go. So that might be the big info dump for this season. That might just be it. So fingers crossed that the show gets a second season because I need more answers. I've had a fantastic episode. My brain is doing circles right now. Of course, if you do know, do not spoil. We've had a few spoilers taken out. I am now doing the fact where I won't be checking my comments until it's been cleared, basically. So I've got someone going ahead looking at them. Day 2 are listening to me going, you're wrong. You're 100% wrong. I honestly, I hope I'm wrong. Let's see what the anime can throw at us in the next 3 episodes. Have a great day, guys. Look after yourselves. Bye-bye.